Meet Victor. Over the last 6 years, he has created multiple seven-figure businesses and become one of the youngest multimillionaires in all of Houston, Texas. When Victor was 19 years old, he was down to $0 in his bank account. But through learning the game of entrepreneurship, at 26 years old, he now has a net worth over $10 million. I flew out to Houston, Texas to ask Victor the number one thing that has enabled him to go from a $1 to $10 million net worth.
Understanding that money is a game. It's a game of numbers. A lot of people, they get overwhelmed by seeing like that $1 million figure when all you have to do is...
In this interview, Victor revealed to me the blueprint that he created to grow multiple seven-figure businesses across different industries as a young entrepreneur in today's world.
You know, one car can turn into two turns into four turns into a fleet. And you know, you wake up, you get to drive whatever car you want. We have like multiple warehouses, so we can't keep all the cars at one warehouse because there's just so many.
His story of how he beat the odds is an inspiring one, to say the least. I'm James Dumlin, and this is Questions with Millionaires. What's been the most amount of money that you ever made in a single year?
In a single year? In a year? I think this year will probably be that number. We're halfway through the year, I'm at 6 million.
6 million for the year. That is incredible, man. How old were you when you started your first business?
I started my first business when I was 19.
And what was it?
It was my brand, For the Low Clothing.
So like kind of e-commerce?
Yeah, e-commerce.
For people starting out e-commerce today, for you personally, what was the biggest thing that you really implemented throughout your brand to set yourself apart from the competition? E-commerce can be a very competitive industry. Right. A lot of people trying to make apparel brands. What was your secret to really standing out in a competitive industry?
It kind of goes back to like the fail fast method. I would drop clothes literally every week, whether they were good or bad or, you know, whatever sales, it didn't matter. I was just dropping to stay in front of people, where most people, they hold on to a project for 6 months, perfect it, tweak it, but what you have to understand is there's so many distractions going on social media. Nobody's waiting for 6 months for your big project. So when you're dropping every week or twice a week, people just keep seeing you, and then it becomes normal, and you become a part of their algorithm, you know what I mean? Right. So that's what put me like on the next level, because I was in front of people on a daily basis.
Right. A lot of people, they'll have a great idea, they'll start that business, but they really struggle to scale it. Right. How have you been able to turn 6 into 7 figures as an entrepreneur? What's the secret of being able to scale from 6 to 7 figures?
Understanding that money is a game. It's a game of doubles. It's a game of numbers. A lot of people, they get overwhelmed by seeing like that $1 million figure, when all you have to do is make 10,000 10 times to get to 100, and then make 100 10 times to get to 1 million. So you just got to take it one figure at a time. Like I said, team or no team, I never used any ads or any budget to necessarily propel my work. I feel like it was more like bootstrapping, and just knowing that I'm in the field every single day. And whatever battle it is, whatever opponent we face, we just have to understand that we got to show up. So consistency was everything.
Consistency, I love it. When it comes to sales though, what's been your secret to sales throughout your career? Like if you have a potential client or a customer, maybe they're on the fence and they're leaning towards a no, what's your strategy to really turn a no into a yes? And what's been your, like, what's your best sales advice for anybody out there?
Don't push. Because when you push, it makes them seem like you need them. But in a sense, you want to make it seem like you don't. You know what I mean? Because if you're pushing, they're going to be like, whoa, like, I feel a little, you know, it's strange when someone comes to your house trying to sell you something. Right. I'd rather be so good and so massive that people come to me and I'm selecting who's able. Yeah. You get what I mean? So we was able to actually scale that out into like an elite program, and we actually had a subscription for people who were paying the subscription to get onto the website earlier than everybody else.
What's been the importance of surrounding yourself with the right people throughout your career? How have you been able to leverage relationships in the business world as an entrepreneur? What's been your secret to maintaining those relationships?
Man, it's huge. I think besides consistency, network is like the most important thing, because they always say you're a product of your environment. And I 100% believe that if I wasn't putting myself around the right people, or wasn't feeling challenged by my circle, then I would feel like I've already accomplished everything that I need to do. You know, I always want to be around people who are doing what I'm doing or more. But if I'm around people who are doing less than what I'm doing, then I'm going to feel like, okay, like this is a good ending point for me when I'm just in the wrong room.
For people out there who may struggle with networking and building relationships, maybe they don't know how to like get into the right doors, get around the right people, what's your advice to those people? Like when you were first kind of starting out, how did you go about building the relationships that, you know, helped you kind of propel in the business world?
I think focusing on yourself and investing in yourself is the biggest, easiest way to get into those rooms. So instead of going into the room with your hand out, you're going into the room with something to offer. So when somebody may have more money than you, more success than you, but if you have a skill that you've been sharpening that they may lack, you can fit in like a puzzle and be like, hey, I see you've done X, Y, Z, but you're missing this. I'm an expert in this. This is what I have to offer you. Instead of, oh, I see you've done this. Can you help me do it? They're gonna be like, I don't have time to help you do this.
Yeah.
But if you can obviously, exchange something that's mutually beneficial, then y'all may be able to scale business in a different way.
Yeah. What would you say is the best financial advice you ever received throughout your lifetime? If there's one lesson about money that someone taught you, maybe a mentor that someone taught you, what would you say that is? And like, what's that advice that you'd pass on to the younger generation today?
Shout out to my guy, Chris Johnson. I had to say, get money by income.
Yeah.
What that means is whatever money that you receive, use it to buy assets that make you more money. So it's like you get money, then you buy more money.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably like the best advice I've ever given.
Absolutely. What's the biggest mindset change in your opinion to become a multimillionaire? Like if there was a mindset shift that people need to have, or maybe not just necessarily mindset, but if it's a habit that you've seen consistently throughout yourself and other people around you, what would you say is the biggest mindset change or habit that it takes to become a multimillionaire?
Discipline and careful selection with what you use your time on. I think time is worth more than money. So if you want to amass like a great amount of wealth, I think you have to leverage your time more than anything. And it's so easy to pick the easier things, the more fun things, the things that, are more attractive looking versus the boring, consistent and simple things. But those are the things that get you to the next level. So just being more like selective and decisive and disciplined.
Yeah. What do you think is the number one most important skill that every young entrepreneur should learn in today's world?
Social media marketing.
Social media marketing.
I think social media marketing is like the number one catalyst if you're trying to scale a business from 0 to $1 million. Social media is not going anywhere, and if you want to get in front of people for like an expensive amount, knowing how to market yourself is going to get you whatever you need.
Yeah. You had to start from zero, right? Everything was taken from you. Your bank account hit zero tomorrow. What's the first step that you would take to really build your empire back and become financially free again?
I think the best part about having a solid network is I'll just call one of my friends and be like, yo, loan me 10 grand. I'm going to just run the whole play again. Probably start a short form business, car detailing or something like that, just to stack up my funds and keep my hands busy. And obviously once I stack that up, then I can dive back into like digital real estate.
For sure. How do you really want to be remembered?
I want to have a wider reach. I feel like what I'm doing is kind of going under the radar right now. But in 5 years, I want to be a household name, but known for like helping other people like change their like financial career and just help people learn how to make money and learn more things about business and entrepreneurship.
I love it. So I guess where can everybody find you?
Social media handles is GOAT_VICC. So GoatVic. That's my handle universally.
Absolutely.
On every platform.
Cool. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This is 10 Questions with a Millionaire. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe for tons of amazing content. And click here to watch us ask a commercial real estate multimillionaire how he became wealthy.